Okay, still here at Gamio 9. We've run into Matthew. And Matthew, can you tell us a bit about the game we can see behind us?
Okay, so this is Lagrangian Point, which is my sort of 2D top-down space combat game that focuses on ship customization as sort of the primary focus. Is that you can literally go in and customize every single weapon. You can even go down to the nitty-gritty numbers and say, like, actually, if I want to put a missile cruiser in there, what type of warhead is it going to have? What type of thruster is that warhead going to have? And go what type of engine, etc., etc. Really get down to the nitty-gritty, just customizing your ship, and then you're going to jump into sort of these space battles that are going to either, depending on the mission structure, it's going to be either defend or attack certain bases or so on and so forth like that.
So, just tell us a little bit about the game physics that I can see behind me. I mean, it looks quite interesting, really, from the screenshots we can see.
So, unlike a lot of space games, the way we've got the movement is it's not Newtonian based. It's sort of like, I like to think of it more like you're a ship in water and you sort of like have to position yourself in relation to the enemy and sort of like get your weapons sort of target on the enemy and thing. One thing I am actually quite proud of this game is that we've got what I'm referring to as a 2D dynamic destruction system, which dynamic destruction in 2D doesn't really happen because it's so time consuming to do. So literally, it doesn't matter where you get hit on the ship. It'll do a stat damage. So if you get hit in the engines, it'll take your engines down. But it'll also physically blow a hole in the ship as well. So over time, you'll actually start seeing that entire bits of the hull start coming off, and then it'll come down to actually you can see the wireframe of the ship almost.
So, as far as like its stage in development and everything, is it released? When's release happening? What?
Okay, so we are probably sort of late alpha going into beta. We've been through the Steam greenlight system, so it is greenlit. Realistically, it's going to be sort of like March, April time, hopefully next year by the time it actually comes out. It is kind of just a passion project that's done in my spare time, so it's based on, do I have enough spare time to finish it?
Sure.
Yeah.
And lastly, just tell us a little bit about the platforms it'll be available on in an ideal world.
In an ideal world, if I can get it out, it'll be on it'll be on PC, Mac, Linux-based systems. Primarily, it'll be PC first, and if I can get the coding done, it'll be on Mac and Linux. It's not really designed to work on anything else. It's very much keyboard and mouse driven. So if I were going to put it on any other platform, it would take a whole new remake of looking at how it would actually function.
And lastly, just very quickly, I want to know where the seed of thought came for the game. What's your inspiration?
The inspiration was that these types of games, I love playing. Space games, I'm a big sci-fi nerd. So me and my friend who helped me program it, we sat down and went, if we were going to make a type of this game, what would we put in it? And we went through and went, right, what is missing? And one of the things that we said was missing was multiplayer. Very few of these types of games have multiplayer, so from the ground up we said, okay, must include it. So it doesn't matter where you are in the game. If you go to the menu and you go in the lobby, you can say host multiplayer and your friends can join you. So even if you're in the campaign, which works by sort of like a faction system, if they join in, it'll say, do you want to join their faction, or do you want to be on the opposite faction? So you can sort of mess up their campaign if you wanted to. So it's all about cooperative play and multiplayer, and that's it. So super nerdy. Even the name is nerdy. So Lagrangian Point, it goes against design principles of having someone able to pronounce it and spell it. But Lagrangian Point is a scientific term, so I wanted to keep the nerdiness, essentially.
Okay, and just to camera, to fill everyone in, explain what the term is.
Lagrangian Point is essentially the gravitational point between two celestial bodies. So it's like the point actually between the Earth and the Moon. If you go between it, is the point where gravity is not, from the Earth is no longer affecting you, and the Moon is. So that point where it's neutral is the Lagrangian point.